A lot of time preparing for, but this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Looking to throw. Green. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Off play action. Green. Flush to his right. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner, put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at all-time damn the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the first quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Back to throw. Green. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Let's make no bones about it. On paper, they're the better team. They're at home. That's a strong opening drive.
And just think how many times we've seen this type of a matchup. Just what you said, better team at home should steamroll them. And we've seen it go the other way. Sometimes, though, they buy into it and understand we are the better team. Let's go out and prove it right now.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So here come the Browns now for their first drive. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off of play action, it's Watson. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Austin Hopkins now to try the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. Flushed out right.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Green eluding the pressure right. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Their entire offense has been centered on him, and he's been carrying the load with ease. 100 yards rushing in a game for a quarterback is rare. In a single half, darn near a masterpiece.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Eagles will add to their 1st quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
Not a bad start for him. 2 drives for the offense, 2 rushing TDs.
Almost like he's in the percussion section in the band, isn't it? Got a little oomph, right? Got a little crash, got a little bang. He's got it all as he gets to the end zone. 2nd rushing touchdown, as you noted, on 2 drives. He's off to a terrific start.
Okay, you ready? Wait for it. But so with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Browns set and ready to go on offense.
They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
That's good for 28 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw. Green escaping the pressure right. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Looking to throw. Green, flush to his right, fighting through pressure, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. Back to throw. Green. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2.
A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal.
Off the play fake. Green. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Flushed out right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Eagles are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Well, fans of old school football, they got to be loving this partner. All 3 drives so far have ended in a touchdown, and all 3 on the ground.
And when you say fans of old school football, count me in, because you just don't see ground games dominate the scoring by pounding the rock like this anymore. To me, this is refreshing.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. A shotgun snap for Watson.
Open man, he completes it to Judy.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they're bringing your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Watson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
So instead of 4th down, first down.
Well, so much
Automatic
for
first
winning the
down.
down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Here's Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Being chased out left. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Green, buying time to his left.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Dancing to his left. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At the 40. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And he's going to go down again.
The sack there by Brandon Graham coming in and bringing him down to the ground.
Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Looking to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Milton Williams. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now.
Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia.
That's taken on the 25.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense.
And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. Off play action. Green on the move to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Looking to throw. Green. And he fires one incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's really something special when we see a quarterback top 100 yards in one half of football. And if he keeps up this pace in the 2nd half, the NFL record for single-game rushing back.
And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 17-yard line. They will start this drive with 4. And Owen coughed it up. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
So after that sequence, if we're watching both teams' defenses, didn't it feel like a revolving door? One's on, they think they're off for a while. The other has to come on, they think they're on for a while. Then they're off. Here comes the other one. Just kept turning the ball over. They've got to cut that out.
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles continue to look good here in the 1st half of this Super Bowl.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And again, it's Chubb. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Now it's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ford. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Green, off play action. Oh, it's complete. A diving grab there by Brown. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's brought down. This duo locked in. 14 yards there and a 1st down. Off the play fake. Green steps away to his left. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight. As we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Browns offense and their quarterback Deshaun Watson set to... The Browns drive about to get started. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Green. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Rolling to his left. Green flexing his muscle. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Off play action. Green flush to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Flushed out right. Over the middle here to Brown. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards for number 11. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. It's their quarterback with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Eagles are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
They'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. Takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. Back to throw. Green eluding the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
And here's Green off the play fake. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Buying time to his left. Able to get. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Eagles are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And now the Browns coming out on the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Faking the give. Now Watson.
This will be caught. Judy.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Jerry Judy.
45 yards.
And the Browns are able to claw one back.
Extra point good by Hopkins. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Green escaping the pressure right. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Grant Delpit
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Here comes 3rd down at 7.
Off play action. Green flush to his right.
He's got his target. That's complete.
He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. They give him a gain of 37.
Defensive talk 101. Don't let the quarterback out of the pocket, because when that happens, yeah, you may shrink the field with your defense, but it's so easy to lose someone on the backside. And he finds him and picks up a big gain.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. Off the play fake. Green dancing to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Get a look at Jerry Jeudy as he leads his offense back out there for this next series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10.
They give the Chubb out of the gun.
Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
The Browns send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action. And there's just one quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
To throw is Green. Throwing on 4th down. Looking here for Smith downfield.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. This is the tight end, Njoku. So no gain on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
On the ground, it's Ford. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Justin Hopkins on for a field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Yeah, he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. Wide receiver A.J. Brown, you see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Looking to throw. Green, flushed out right. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Forced out to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Off play action. Green. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Philly. 42 yards.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big fourth-quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Steps away. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Back to throw. Green eluding the pressure right. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. In motion right is Brown. Green now. Throwing on 4th down. Steps away to his left. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this Browns defense stands tall. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Racing to the end zone.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
David Njoku.
91 yards.
And the Browns get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th-quarter deficit.
Oh, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown.
There he goes, right side.
All praises for a tremendous return, but how about the guys that never gave up on the play, refused to let him get into the end zone, and tracked him down before he got there and made the tackle? A lot of pride exhibited by guys on special teams.
Barkley. Diving for the end zone, and he... Touchdown.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10, and he will not make it to the goal line as this try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Browns offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the fourth. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. So from the 26-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8.
Back to throw, Watson. He finds his man, complete. It's Ford. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Here's Watson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
This is taken at the 23. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown. 3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Elijah Moore from 4 yards out. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off.
Jordan Hicks, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against them throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. And they'll indeed take a knee. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists a Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
Commissioner Goodell making the presentation of the Lombardi Trophy to the Philadelphia Eagles, champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will conclude our coverage this year on EA Sports. I want to thank my partner, Charles Davis, for another incredible season together in the booth. Till the fall, folks, Brandon Gaudin saying good night from New Orleans.